Every word of God is pure, and He will be a shield for all who put their trust in Him. Add nothing to His words, lest He correct you, and you will be found to be a liar. These two last requests I ask, deny me not. Remove all vanity and lies far away from me, and give me neither wealth or poverty, but simply, Lord, grant me enough as I should need.
Hello, thank you for joining me today. To give a recap about yesterday, the last video we read 49 through 52. In these passages we read about the Lord's servant who will bring salvation, and then the Lord had not forgotten His people He promised. We read about the restoration of the church and the punishment because of sin. We read about how the Lord's servant trusts in the Lord's help. And then again, we've learned about how the Lord will save His people. He keeps reminding us that. Listen to the word of the Lord, it says here. And it says, hearken unto me, my people, and give ear unto me, O my nation. For a law shall proceed from me, and I will make my judgment to rest for a light of the people. And then after that, He calls the people in Jerusalem to wake up. And then in chapter 52, it's about how the Lord will comfort His people, talking about bringing Zion together and things will go better. The last verse said, for ye shall not go out with haste, nor go by flight. For the Lord will go before you, and the God of Israel will be your reward. And that was in verse 12 of 52. We're going to pick up in chapter 52, verse 13. It's not very often we pick up in the middle of a chapter like that, but this is one of those rare times. Behold, my servant shall deal prudently. He shall be exalted and extolled, and be very high. As many were astonished at thee, his visage was so marred more than any man, his form more than the sons of men. So shall he sprinkle many nations. The kings shall shut their mouths at him. For that which had not been told them shall they see, and that which they had not heard shall they consider. Who hath believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of a dry ground. He hath no form or comeliness, and when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows, and acquainted with grief. And we hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Surely he hath borne our griefs, and carried our sorrows. Yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned every one to his own way, and the Lord hath laid on him the iniquity of us all. He was oppressed, and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before her shearers is dumb. So he opened not his mouth. He was taken from prison and from judgment, and who shall declare his generation? For he was cut off out of the land of the living. For the transgression of my people was he stricken, and he made his grave with the wicked, and with the rich in his demise. Because he had done no violence, neither was any deceit in his mouth. Yet it pleased the Lord to bruise him. He hath put him to grief. When thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin, he shall see his seed. He shall prolong his days, and the pleasure of the Lord shall prosper in his hand. He shall see the travail of his soul, and shall be satisfied. By his knowledge shall my righteous servant justify many, for he shall bear their iniquities. Therefore I will divide him a portion with the great, and he shall divide the spoil with the strong, because he hath poured out his soul unto demise. And he was numbered with the transgressors, and he bare the sin of many, and made intercession for the transgressors. Sing, O barren, thou that didst not bear. Break forth into singing, and cry aloud, thou that didst not travail with child. For more are the children of the desolate than the children of the married wife, saith the Lord. Enlarge the place of thy tent, and let them stretch forth the curtains of thine habitations. Spare not, lengthen thy cords, and strengthen thy stakes. For thou shalt not break forth on the right hand and on the left. And thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles, and make the desolate cities to be inhabited. Fear not, for thou shalt not be ashamed, neither be thou confounded. For thou shalt not be put to shame, for thou shalt forget the shame of thy youth, and thou shalt not remember the reproach of thy widowhood any more. For thy Maker is thine husband, the Lord of the host is his name, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. The God of the whole earth shall he be called. For the Lord hath called thee as a woman forsaken and grieved in spirit, and a wife of youth, when thou wast refused, saith thy God. For a small moment have I forsaken thee, but with great mercies will I gather thee. In a little wrath I hid my face from thee for a moment, but with everlasting kindness will I have mercy on thee, saith the Lord thy Redeemer. For this is as the waters of Noah unto me. For as I have shown that the waters of Noah should no more go over the earth, so have I sworn that I would not be wroth with thee, nor rebuke thee. For the mountains shall depart, and the hills be removed. But my kindness shall not depart from thee, neither shall the covenant of my peace be removed, saith the Lord, that hath mercy on thee. O thou afflicted, tossed with tempest, and not comforted, behold, I will lay thy stones with fair colors, and lay thy foundations with sapphires, and I will make thy windows of agates, and thy gates of carbuncles, and all thy borders of thy pleasant stones. And all thy children shall be taught of the Lord, and great shall be the peace of thy children, and righteousness shall thou be established. Thou shalt be far from oppression, for thou shalt not fear, and from terror, for it shall not come near thee. Behold, they shall surely gather together, but not by me. Whosoever shall gather together against thee shall fall for thy sake. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me. Oh, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that hath no money, come ye, buy and eat. Yea, come, buy wine and milk without money and without price. Wherefore do ye spend money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfieth not? Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good, and let your soul delighteth itself in fatness. Incline your ear, and come unto me. Hear, and your soul shall live, and I will make an everlasting covenant with you, even the sure mercies of David. Behold, I have given him for a witness to the people, a leader and a commander to the people. Behold, thou shalt call a nation that thou knowest not, and nations that knew not thee shall run unto thee because of the Lord thy God, and for the Holy One of Israel, for he hath glorified thee. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth in bud, that it may give seed to the sower, and bread to the eater. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I send it. For ye shall go out with joy, and be led forth with peace. The mountains and the hills shall break forth before you into singing, and all the trees of the field shall clap their hands. Instead of the thorn shall come up the fir tree, and instead of the brier shall come up the myrtle tree. And it shall be to the Lord for a name, for an everlasting sign that shall not be cut off.
Who has believed our story, and to who is the arm of the Lord revealed? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and and as a root out of a dry ground. He has no form and he is not attractive, and when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we can desire him. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief, and we hid our faces from him. He was despised and we gave him no esteem. Surely he has suffered our griefs and carried our sorrows, yet we striked and beat him, smitten of God and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgressions, he was bruised for our iniquities. The cost of our peace was all placed on him, and with his stripes we are healed. All we sheep have gone astray, we have turned everyone to his own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. Behold, my servant shall deal prudently, he shall be exalted and extolled and be very high. As many were astonished at thee, his visage was broken more than any man, and his form more than all the sons of men. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before her shearers is dumb, so he said not one word. He was taken from prison and from judgment. Who will declare his generation? For he was removed out of the land of the living. For the transgression of my people was he punished, and he made his grave with the wicked and with the rich in his death, because he had done no violence, nor was any deceit in his mouth. Yet it pleased the Lord to bruise him, he had put him to grief. When you make his soul an offering for sin, he shall see his seed, he shall make long his days, and the pleasure of the Lord will prosper in his hand. He shall see the travail of his soul and be satisfied. By his knowledge my righteous servant will justify many, for he will bear their iniquities. I will divide him a portion with the great, and he will divide the spoil with the strong, because he has poured out his soul unto demise, and he was numbered with the sinners, and he carried the sin of many, and made intercession for the sinners. Behold, my servant shall deal prudently, he shall be exalted and extolled and be very high. As many were astonished at thee, his visage was broken more than any man, and his form more than all the sons of men. Behold, my servant shall deal prudently, he shall be exalted and extolled and be very high.
And that's where we're going to leave off for today. Thank you, God bless you, and have a great day. They say knowledge is power. Did you know with every episode that I have made for Reading the Bible with Gwen, I have put a question, a trivia question, just one for each episode in the posts. And some of them are for fun, some of them enhance knowledge, and knowledge is power. So if you go into the community section of my page and you hit posts and you go back down, there's more than 100 questions now. You get badges for answering questions. I got one at 50 and I got one at 100, and not very many people post them, but every time I see them I answer them because I have fun with them. So it's worth the time to go check it out. Thank you.
So I do not become forward, deny thee, and say who is God, or I become poor and steal and take the name of God in vain.